My name is Judy, and I was married to Landon's father for 26 years. I have two other living children, Jade and Lauren. We were divorced when Landon passed. I have 5 grandchildren, and I take care of 3 of them 3 days a week. Well, he is my firstborn and my only boy. He had a pretty normal childhood. When he was 19, he got in a car wreck, and his best friend and his girlfriend passed away. He went to prison for it, got out, got in more trouble, did more time in prison. When he got out, he found out how easy it was to make money selling pills and got addicted to that and the pills. Eventually moved on to heroin, smoking, then shooting, then overdosed. I felt real helpless to help him. He was 19 and he went into maximum security prison. It was considered a violent crime. And he walked through that real tall, but yeah, it affected everybody. My marriage got worse. My girls suffered because of the energy he needed. I think if there was anybody that didn't want to be in their own skin, it was Landon. There was no alcohol involved in his wreck. He was clear-headed. It was an accident. The other vehicle left. But he lived with the guilt. He did a total of 3.5 years in prison, and when he got out, he owed over $200,000 in restitution, and he didn't have a license. And again, if there was anybody that wanted to escape reality, he had a perfectly good reason. I couldn't force him into counseling. I would have if I could have. I kind of went off the deep end myself and became addicted. Since clean, but like I said, he could make money hand over fist selling pills, and he got addicted to the pills and eventually started smoking heroin and then shooting it. He went to treatment and came home after 2 weeks because he said there was bed bugs, and about 6 days later he overdosed. He was by himself. And he was there for about 6 or 8 hours before his girlfriend found him and called me. I called 911. My sister and her husband got there before me, and he had all the house locked up. Kayla, his girlfriend, could see him through the curtains. And my son-in-law kicked in the door, and my daughter went in. She's an MA, and she was going to do CPR, but he was gone. He was alone. There was no one there to give him Narcan or call 911. He had saved a couple lives the year before he passed. His cousin, who later passed from the effects of heroin, and another kid that he knew, but he was alone. I guess he broke the rule of shooting up by yourself. Mamas are supposed to be able to save their kids and make their hurts better, and I couldn't. His wreck was in 2004, and he passed in 2014. So, you know, he lived with that every day for 10 years. And he did it well. I mean, he walked it all. He wanted to be happy, and he liked to laugh. Because of my own addictions, I feel like that contributed to his turning to it. His dad's also an addict. But I have 2 daughters that don't touch it, so. He didn't live with me. I didn't have anything worth stealing, and I didn't have money to give him, and so I didn't really deal with a lot of stuff a lot of other moms and dads have to deal with. I think he only did heroin about a year, actual heroin. And we talked about tolerance. He knew about it. But I just, like I said, I feel like if there's anybody that wanted to escape reality, he had it perfectly good. Well, I'm probably a lot more spiritual than I used to be. You know, there's the pain of the severing, and then there's the pain of the goneness. And for me, it seems to be kind of a pattern. I can be doing okay, then I'll see a picture I've never seen of him before, or just like this morning getting ready to come here, just the reality of it. Nobody should have to do this. My family, my girls, my grandkids are all real supportive. I think my daughter Jade, I don't know, they don't talk to me a lot about it, but I have told them, it's not that we don't talk about Landon, but we don't necessarily talk about their grief. My youngest daughter, Lauren, I think is mad at him still. They were pretty tight, and their last encounter was kind of an argument. Well, I belong to the Ohana group, and sometimes I'm not sure where I fit in because that part of the struggle is over. It's a support group for people that have people in active addiction. I have received a lot of support just in general from my Facebook friends, which was unexpected. I had only joined it about 6 months before Landon passed, but it's been pretty phenomenal. I joined another group not long after Landon passed, Grasp, and followed it for a while, but I had to deal with my own grief, and it was just too much sadness and pain. So I unfollowed that group. I'm still there, and it's a wonderful place for people that need it, you know. It's all still really surreal, especially on days like this.
Sure.
Oh, I think it's softened, but it will never go away. There'll always be reminders, and he'll always be missing from, it's not as he just missed, he's missing from family get-togethers and seeing his nieces and nephews. And I always think that the anniversaries are just going to be in other days, but they always tend to be harder. The last day I saw him alive, the last time he texted me, the date of his death, the date of his funeral. And every time they come around, it's hard. It's about a month of bam, 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 it feels like. Like I said, I always think that, okay, they're just, you know, another day, but they're harder. They bring back those feelings of when it first happened. And it's just very surreal some days. It's, you know, as soon as you open your eyes, he's probably the last thing I think about at night. And the first thing I think of when I wake up in the morning. But my girls and my grandbabies and the support of my family is what's kept me going, and my spiritual aspect.